What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong was I? Never would have thought that 50 new songs by Nas would be hard to lie. I leave them scared like when they hear their name called, but ain't nobody there. The definition of my name probably started where I rode the E-train, fingers covered in ink stains. Writing was like an escape excited, leave the beat flame. James, Face, Cube, and Rick, that was musically sick, successful and unnatural. I throw they songs in a cyanide capsule. The truth is poison to any fraud. Demigod, rocking suits and shoes, going against any odds. How could you hate me? I survived the 80s, the D's, the trauma, embalming fluid and laced. Inhale fumes from a stove up. The show's booked up. I chose to take the world over. Look up.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Hey yo, 30 years later, Illmatic was dropped. Yeah, man, what am I doing?
Hey yo, Prim, chill. I got the rhymes, you got the beats.
Alright.
30 years later, we back in the streets, we back in the lab.
Alright then. Let's go, Nas.
It's time. It's album time. Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Black is time.
Premiere album still gonna happen.
Jumbo check. It wasn't easy, but nothing is. No. When I feel heavy metal, and I feel that I need
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll set up a throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first down, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. First down.
Las Vegas, first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
70 Rangers, 70, just 60, just 60, 18, Pioneer. Go.
Back to throw now on first down. Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. The Raiders at 10-2 on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over.
Here's a diving catch right side. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 36. A run straight ahead with Genty. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. This defense for the Broncos, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
79 Broncos, 60, 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers, trap 60, trap 60, Warriors 70. Ready up.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Vegas, first down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
Bombers.
Now it's Nix. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
First down, Broncos.
They'll go play action with Nix. And down he goes. Brought down the Raiders sack. Joey Bosa in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Throwing Nix. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. To throw, here's Nix. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos are on the board first here in Vegas. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards.
The 4-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Back to throw here. Touchdown! Michael Mayer hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie, because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, some strong running. And he returns this to the 22.
Take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
To throw is Nix. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Nick's going to keep this himself. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw.
Touchdown, Raiders! Dante Thornton, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive may be a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Nix to the air. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Now 3rd down and 7. Here's Nix. And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Raiders are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle. That's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
2nd down and 8. He'll look to throw. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. They'll go for a gain of 7. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot. They'll try to run for it with Genty. Past the 20. 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Genty with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right, throw it out the window. Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
A gain of 33 yards on the play. And the Broncos 1st down.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. He's a reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and defensively they have to find an answer for it.
And that's what you would do if you were calling plays, right? You'd make sure that he gets targeted. But the thing about it is the route running. That's what makes him so dangerous, is because no matter what is presented defensively, he runs his route with such skill that he's able to go up and get the football first in each and every situation.
Here's Nix once more. Now a run here off the RPO. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are able to cut into that deficit. The extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Escapes the defender. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. From the 47 and 2nd and 5.
18, 5 here. 19, right.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Genty. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. On first down, it's Genty. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackled by Ashton Davis up from the secondary. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Warriors 70, go.
2nd and 9 now. Pass complete right side to Bowers. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 14. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Up the middle, it's Genty. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense. Linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, trap 50, trap 50.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw out left, caught by Mayer. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Michael Mayer. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. Man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he will get into the end zone, and a 2-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. And it's a pretty good return here as we'll get this up to the 29. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive. And the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So now the Broncos offense will come out here as they'll try to add on 2 more. They'll look to throw. Nick's going to keep this himself. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Fighting his way through contact. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And that's dropped underneath to Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Gain of 14 yards. And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 47.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got his man, it's Thornton. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row and now a pickup of 8.
Brings up second and 2.
Back to throw again. Short throw, that's hauled in by Mayer.
5-yard gain on the play. That's another Las Vegas.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dante Thornton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders will extend their lead here just before halftime. And he's got it. So they tried for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Throwing to start the drive. Nix. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and that is incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. Looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 4 yards. They get him that time thanks to the safety blitz as he sank for a loss of 4. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now it's Nix. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got it at the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Broncos are back within a score.
The Broncos will
looking to throw. Nix. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Dragon 60. Go.
They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 15.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Throwing Nix. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
They're going. It's Nix. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays. You usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. They'll go play action with Nix. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 9.
19 tight. 60 by 60. Cut 19. Cut.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2.
To throw, here's Nix. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalized a little bit on top.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. That's complete. Genty out of the backfield. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Looking to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
40-yard line.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
Drop 50. Cut 19. Cut.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
19 tight. 9 Warriors 70.
They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
18, Radley. Go.
They'll set up a throw. A short throw, that's hauled in by Mayer. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
10 yards on the
A give out of the gun to Genty. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Dragon 60. Mustang 19. 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And this is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Not Cougar 19, Warriors 18, Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready?
Back to throw here. And that's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Back to throw. And oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nick's going to keep this himself. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That's good for 28 yards.
That's good.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
On play action, here's Nix. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. 3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Here's Nix. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
Broncos 52, Raiders 38.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on. And that's caught inside the 30. They will finally be taken down, but how about that play? It's a big one. on the final act of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. They follow up that gigantic game with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Nice job there on the tackle, keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Trey Tucker, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again. Here the fourth.
The Raiders will line up for the two-point conversion.
60 Maverick, 60, 19 Lion.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone. And that cuts the lead a bit further.
Raiders 46.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here first and 10.
And the Broncos
give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs. So here's a first and 10 at the 38. To throw is Nix. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Nix to the air. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. They show up a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
It's a gain of
so from the 37, here's second and 3.
At the 37-yard line.
Here's Nix once more. A short throw to Ingram. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
That's another Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Back to throw. Nix. Over the middle, it's complete.
Nix's pass.
That'll give him 8 that time. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at the 25-yard line.
Looking to throw. Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Nick's going to keep this himself. And he'll just get rid of it.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
And 10 yards to go.
Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Touchdown, Broncos! A great play there with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
Two-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. Oh, and a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Dante Thornton with his third touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Raiders have got it back to within a score. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. 54. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, six-point game. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Nix will find Dobbins out of the backfield. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A short throw to Ingram. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Second down and 6 now.
At the 32-yard line.
Now it's Nix. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Bombers. Oh.
From the gun on third down, it's Nix. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on fourth. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Nix looking to throw again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing Nix. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game.
Bombers.
To throw, here's Nix. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 36-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Nix. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Denver, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, it's just their third loss as they fall now to 10-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Run it down. The sun is up. So run it down. Get your money up. I put money down on all of us. On my people now. On what I love. Ooh, baby, it's dangerous. Your problems are just not the same to us. We're dealing with things you ain't seen before. We're feeling the weight of our ancestors. We're healing with ways that don't last so long. No help at the time and it obvious. No help for the weak, but the strong. Plenty here for it for all of us. Now bring out the drums and the that my homies got rich doing that they said wouldn't work. Bring out the and the it'll load up a place with them. Zombie.